No one knows how to listen to each other. Why would you want to know how to listen well? People like talking about themselves, and when you listen to them, they like you better. I first learned how to listen well from my favorite movie, Fight Club. Sir, the first rule of Fight Club is you do not ask questions. After watching the movie for about the 100th time, I noticed this scene.
This is important, okay? These are my groups. I've been coming here for over a year.
Why do you do it?
I don't know. When people think you're dying, man, they really, really listen to you instead of just
waiting for their turn to speak.
And I realized I was just waiting for my chance to talk in most conversations, and I didn't really care about what the other people were saying. Later on, I learned how to actively and empathically listen to people in one of my therapy classes later on in college. Listening isn't just some state you can be in. You have to actively do it, and it requires work to do it. Now, this is a quote by Carl Rogers. It means entering the private, perceptual world of the other and becoming thoroughly at home in it. It involves being sensitive, moment by moment, to the changing, felt meanings which flow in this other person, to the fear, or rage, or tenderness, or confusion, or whatever that he or she is experiencing. It means temporarily living in the other's life, moving about in it delicately without making judgments. Empathetic listening leads to understanding, which leads to better responding, and it can lead to empathetic actions. Now think about just how much better the world would be if we were that much more empathetic. Now you just can't sit there listening and doing nothing. Now the easiest way to respond is just listen for when someone repeats a word, and just say it back to them. If you have it correct, they'll say yeah or yes, and then continue talking. And if you don't have it correct, they'll correct you and continue talking. They will keep talking either way. I'm just so frustrated with this situation. I don't know what's going on. It's so frustrating. You're frustrated. Yeah, I am frustrated. Blah, 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 blah. Now, you can't always just say a single word. Sometimes you can ask an open-ended question. An open-ended question is a how, why, or what question, and not a yes or no. On a side note, don't ever try to give advice. No one listens to advice, so it doesn't really matter what you say. They're not going to care. Now, if they do ask for advice, sure, give it to them. But then you can see if they actually listen to you or if they just go along with what they were going to do anyway. But don't forget to talk about yourself because they might want to hear about you too.